Ohayou gozaimasu. Good morning. Shift that a little bit. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Sunday morning? Those of you who are Saturday evening, well, hi. Don't know what else to say. How was the chapter yesterday? Did y'all read the chapter yesterday? It was fun, wasn't it? Let me try to bring it up. Let me see. Where's it? Where'd I put it? Look at all this. Troll. That was kind of sweet. I was expecting a confession. I was expecting a confession too, you know? Ah, damn it. That's not it. But that was fun. Give her the flowers. Ah, man, dude, like when I read it the first time, I was like fuck you. So it was a double flip, wasn't it? It was flipped once cuz like you know, like the whole all the children just ran off cuz it's not time, it's after hours for the children. And then the castle came out. That was really cool. I love the thing. Like he snapped his fingers, like boom, and then the castle was like go. It comes out. Oh my god! And then like, you know, like the whole, like, what was it? The magic circle. Yeah, then the magic circle appeared, right, and appeared above the castle and started spinning and shining, and everything just kind of sort of came back to life. And oh my god, it was so good. It was so magical. It was written so well. And Kaburagi-san is crying, tears of happiness, and he's like, you know, if I don't do this now, I don't think I'll ever get to it. So, and he mentions a fucking ring, but he's like, nah, I'll do it another time, step by step. And then he's like, he gets on his knees. He gets on his fucking knees. Was it? Yeah, he got down on one knee. He held the flowers up. He's like, Kaburagi-san, please write off my 100 favors. Fucking asshole. Well, I mean, his explanation sort of makes sense, I suppose. You know, like he'd rather pay off his debt first and then propose. But what do you guys think? What are your opinions? I mean, I sort of agree with what he says, though. I mean, like, the whole setup is so big, it sort of makes him look like an idiot for not proposing here, but it's kind of true. Like, he would be an asshole if he proposes before paying off like some like huge debt. But well, I guess we can look forward to what happens when he actually confesses. And she's like, I'll wait as long as you need. He's so nice, so nice. All right, today we're doing the side story, which is sort of like the aside to the whole volume. So technically the volume itself is done, but we are getting a side story now. So let's turn this off. The title is one that I'm probably gonna leave for later. Because so Rengeki is like consecutive attacks. The barrage. Okay, well, let's try to do it now. The barrage of don't tell anyone else in class, which I don't think we'll actually get to in this stream, but it's since we're pretty much only gonna do all the way up to this part. It's cute in a stupid kind of way. It is funny. It is. So we won't actually get to what this is referring to in this stream, but basically, it's not. Is it? I'm not gonna spoil it. You guys read it for yourself. Alright, let's get started. 魔法城は冠城さんにお披露目した後、108のマジカル機能のうちの2つ、浮上とクムの巣発動させ、宙に浮かべ、 雲まとって夜空に紛れて消えた。After the magical castle's reveal, two of its functions. So here it says 108, right? 108, technically it's 108, but in this case it means a lot. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, good sir. But no, it means like a lot. Because it's a sort of a Buddhist term. So, two of its innumerable functions, float and, so Fujo is float, and Kumo no Su is a nest of clouds. Nest. Do we do nest? Den. Let's do den. Den of clouds. Activated and enveloped the structure in a giant cloud that helped it magirete kieta, to disappear by blending in. That helped it blend into the disappeared under the cover. Helped it disappear under the cover of the night sky. So here, Kaburagi-san is mentioned by name. So it's the castle, Kaburagi-san reviewed after. But we can just do after the review. We don't have to really say after the review to Kaburagi-san. Normally, sometimes I would do it. Sometimes I won't. This being one of the times I won't. Reason being, the sentence is already long enough by itself, and even without this, it's understandable to who the revelation was. So it's a balancing act, I suppose you could put it at. Yep. 自然にできた雲の中に常に紛れるように光合設定してあるので、人工衛星でも発見追跡は困難だ。As the cloud was a natural. The cloud was okay. We would just do. The cloud was naturally generated and set up to always envelope the castle. That surrounded the castle was naturally generated and set up preference settings configured. Let's try to get a different word for configured. What's gestalt? Configurate. Dope. What's gestalt? Huh? Sorry, this is a tangent. I'm just curious what gestalt is. What? I've never heard of this word before. Okay. Okay. Alright, I guess. Configurate is not a word. My bad. Designed. Yes. Designed to自然にできた雲の中に常に紛れるように構成されてあるので as the castle was it's breaking down because there's too much stuff. The second half of the sentence is we can break it up into two sentences. That's what we're gonna do. The cloud was naturally generated and designed to never go away. Consequently, it was nigh impossible to discover or track the castle even using satellite technology. Gestalt, I don't hear that much. You hear it? I'm surprised that you even hear it at all. I think I've heard it once. Not in English. Gestalt 崩壊。こういうの消したらどうか。No. What was it? Mao Yusha. ED? Lyrics? I think it was. Daime Toi Hikari. No. OP. This is another weird thing. Digression. 崩壊な。ゲシュタルトあった気がする。崩壊。Found it! 優しいゲシュタルト崩壊よ。Yeah, I found it. But it's in kanji, so you guys can't read it. But here, Gestalt. Yep, there we go. I knew it. Okay, random digression over. It was a good anime, though. I never got it, though. I never really got what it was trying to say. It was like whew, over my head. Whoosh. Whoosh. 魔法上出現から浮遊して雲明差が発動するまでの間は遠目に目撃されていたわけで、その存在を世界中が知っている。Between the time that castle appeared, castle's appearance and disappearance, okay, to be more exact, it'll be between the time the castle floated into the air and its cloud camouflage activated. Several people People spotted it from afar. It did get spotted by several people from afar. So here we're trying to keep the subject of the sentence sort of consistent. So here the castle floated into the air. The castle didn't get spotted by several people. That's what we're doing. Oh, you've heard it from Nier. I've never played Nier yet. Thinking of trying it one day. I almost get no gaming time anymore, but yeah, I'm thinking of trying it one day. I would imagine. I'm not surprised to hear it came from Nier, from what I hear of Nier. Nier is just deconstruction of everything, isn't it? Consequently, oh man, I'm using consequently again. I'll fix it in post. Consequently, the world knew of Newcastle's existence. That said, しかし、そもそも位置が特定できないし、仮に特定できても結界に阻まれ、接近できない。There was no way to 特定 to pin down its location and even if there was no way to tell where it was, even if there was no way to break through my barrier and reach it. 魔法上調査は困難を極め Okay. Fucking long sentence. 国外に秘密されて I'm not gonna read it all out loud. The investigation into the castle hit a wall. 困難を極め Oh man, this is a super long sentence. But it's a quote. And then this is the continuation of the sentence. And okay, fine. This whole freaking paragraph is a sentence. Ooh, we're gonna have to break this down a lot. Let's see. Let's work on the quote first. 魔法 my bad. 国外に秘密されていたマネランド島の紀元前の古代遺跡の近海でSo this is the subject of the sentence, and in English we need the subject first. In the coastal waters of Marineland. Next to the location of a precursor civilization. It's left by a precursor civilization. A rock giant and invisible titan. Are we gonna try to put it all into the same sentence? We could. we could. Next to the location of ruins. And keeping a secret from the rest of the world. Had a Dai Kaiju Kessen. Kaiju boxing match. After which, a thick black beam shot up into the sky, followed soon after by the rising of a majestic castle that soon clad itself in clouds and disappeared into the night sky and flew off. Okay, so we have just finished translating this. Now I'm gonna look at how bad it actually is. In the coastal waters of Maryland, next to the location of ruins left by precursors of civilization. The Maryland had been keeping secret from the rest of the world. Rock's giant invisible titan at a kaiju boxing match, after which a thick black beam shot up into the air, followed soon by the rising of a majestic castle that soon clad itself in clouds and disappeared into the night sky. Does this sentence work? Followed series of events. 一連の事件、情報型かつ意味不明な一連の事件。My brain hurts. My brain hurts. Why you do this to me? 謎が謎を呼び。Maybe let's start from there. Mystery calls on mysteries. Mystery calls on mystery. Okay, let's set out all our little small pieces as we always do. 情報型かつ意味不明な一連の事件 series of events that seem far too packed with information and yet to make no sense whatsoever, despite being packed with far too much information. So that's one phrase that we have. 謎が謎を呼び. Answering questions with more questions. Questions that generated more questions. That generated more questions. 数日の間、世界各国の新聞の一面が稀な遺跡事件に占拠されることになった。For several days, the Maryland ruins incident dominated. Is dominated better. 占拠 means to take over. Occupied. Occupy. Dominated. I think dominated is all right. Dominated the front page of newspapers all over the world. Quite a mouthful. Hey there, got here quite late. Hey, no problem. Thanks for tuning in. So right now we're doing this. Every time I do this, I feel like I'm taking one of those language exams. I don't know if you guys have taken language. You probably have, right? They have them in SATs too, right? So even if you're American, like you have them too, where like it's an exam, and then they give you like several phrases, and you're supposed to pierce it into a sentence. Like for example, a sentence that says like this sentence. Take this sentence, and then in the exam they would have like this, and then like this, and then dominated. They would do that, right? And then you're supposed to put that into a sentence, right? I don't know. You guys have seen it, I think, right? That's what I feel like I'm doing a lot of times with translation. Just that instead of the little pieces that we have, now we have this, all this. We're gonna try to make it work together. Try to make it play well, play nice. So tools at our disposal. Maybe I should make a video about this. Tools at our disposal. 1. We could break up the sentence. Another good tool at our disposal is M dashes. Love M dashes. And then not so recommended, or maybe this. Use sparingly. Cut out details. I feel like these are our main sort of tactics, tools in our toolbox, right? Like this, an example of this would be here, right? Like where I said earlier on, the source text says after the review to Kaburagi-san, right? But then we said, it's too wordy. It's clear enough that it was to Kaburagi-san, and so we can just cut it out. Otherwise, the sentence is already long enough. So this is something that we want to use sparingly, but mainly this is our tools, and we'll just reordering, right? Reordering. This is basically all we got. I remember diagramming the sentences where you would like to build a tree out of the structure of the sentence. Build a tree? Build a tree? What? What kind of exam is that? Ah. Is this what you're talking about? Tree structures are very easy. Sure. Alright. Alright. That seems pretty interesting. Could be very useful for someone who's trying to learn the sentence structure thing. I don't know how to describe it. You would have branches that are subject verb and the modifiers branch off of them. This is probably what you're talking about, right? Interesting. That sounds pretty useful for someone who is having trouble identifying like objects and subjects, which the Japanese would probably really need. They would probably really benefit from something like this because their structure is all different, and so when they speak English, like it's all over the place. All right, let's actually do this. Questions. Let's see if we can combine those two, right? Series of events that seem to generate more questions with each question asked. Making no sense whatsoever, despite being packed with far too much information. Boom. That seemed to generate more questions, with each question asked making no sense whatsoever, despite being packed with far too much information. Yes, so we did that. Good on us. M dash, breaking out M dash. Do we want to put it in quotes? Let's see how that looks. What had come to I'm trying to include the Maryland, the name of the thing, the Maryland ruin incident, but you know what, whatever, let's leave it. This is like the roughest sentence ever, but it's barely acceptable, and I will have to definitely look into it in post. So we sort of got that done. Yeah. All right. Kaburagi さんは帰国後数日の間は夜闇に紛れ念にく直送便で魔法城と東京行き来していたが、すぐに面倒になったらしく、城から戻ってこなくなった。For several days after returning to Japan. So here in Japanese, 帰国 means to go back home, right? But for Japanese, when they say it, they mean return to Japan. It's even when there's no context, if a Japanese person says 帰国, it means go back to Japan, which sounds very obvious when I'm saying it out loud. I don't know why I pointed that out. Well, I pointed it because the word itself just means returning to one's country, not necessarily Japan, but you know, even think about it. Think about it. If a non-Japanese person says it to a Japanese person, yeah, no, they would need to clarify. Yeah, never mind. I don't know what point I'm trying to make. For several days, whoa, idiot. For several days after returning to Japan, Kaburagi-san would commute to and from the Magic Castle through telekinetic chokusōbin direct telekinetic delivery under the cover of night to and commute between the Magic Castle and Tokyo through direct kinetic delivery under the cover of night. But she soon grew tired of it and decided to stay in the castle for good. She's not coming back. There are total of 8 volumes and she's not coming back. No, I'm just kidding. But it's funny how she's not coming back, even though it's only for a short time. So it made me feel a bit lonely. I was happy about how how engrossed, how much she seemed to be loving. Seeing how much she seemed to love it, Castle made me feel great about having made it. Nope, there's 2 made. So I did feel a bit lonely. My heart was filled more with satisfaction. Gratification. That's gratification. Seeing how much she seemed to love I had built. 普段お疲れの冠城さんにはぜひゆっくりとバカンスを楽しんでいただきたい。Please enjoy your vacation. Should we make it a personal thought? 普段お疲れの冠城さん。Considering how hard she worked all the time, all the damn time. Very much wanted her to fully enjoy this vacation, this well-earned vacation. So well-earned is not in the source text, obviously. I don't know why I said obviously, but it's not in the source text. But sometimes we do this just to help get the emotion better, the context better. So it's just fully enjoy this well-earned vacation. アマテラスの2人はマリランド広告の万全の情報規制のもと、無事世間に正体を知られることなく帰国。The two Amaterasu, the two Nope. I wanna mention them by name because they haven't been mentioned at all in here. So let's just do that. Managed to also return to Japan without their hidden identities being discovered thanks to the information control performed by 情報規制 means information regulation. You say information regulation or information control? Information Well, let's put this for now. That's interesting. Why would they use that instead of just Nihon? I don't know, man. You're talking about the Kikoku thing, right? I don't know, man. I guess it just makes sense to them. It's like going home. I don't know, man. I really, honestly, no idea. It was just a weird, funny thing that I noticed. 天の岩戸の秘密区画にの棚にアーティファクト一つ増え、二人普通の学生生活に戻った。One new artifact joined the others on the shelf, on a shelf, because they had many shelves in the hidden area. Amano Iwato in area underneath Amano Iwato, and the two of them returned to their usual lives as high school students. Can you imagine this though? If you were like actual MC of like a, you know, like this whole thing, this whole, like, if you were like Shota or if you were like Toka, can you imagine living this double life? It would be so weird. It would feel so weird. But it happens in anime all the time, huh? Like just days ago, these guys spent a whole week well, they didn't spend a whole week. It was just one day, right? One day in the ancient ruins, going through the ruins, fighting with skeletons, using their superpowers. You know, they freeze the skeleton. There was a boss fight. There was World Slayer. They almost got buried alive. They barely made it out alive. They met the rivals. Shota got strangled. He got traumatized with hugging, and then they come back to Japan and it's like, okay, high school again. Where we finished our homework, but you know, let's go to class. It would feel so weird. Oh my god. Golden Week にイギリス旅行. The cover story. Was that? ゴールデンウィークにイギリス旅行に行き、マリーランド遺跡事件の騒ぎで空港便が止まる前に急いで戻ってきたというカバーストーリーになっている。Was that they had gone to the UK for Golden Week, then hurried back before the airplanes got grounded because of the Maryland ruin incident. Key. Reminds me of Full Metal Panic and how broken was Sosuke at the end after months of leading a double life of a HA student and a mercenary mecha pilot. Student. Seems like it would be pure Jack. I know, right? It would be so weird. I can't imagine. Like you go to school and you'll just be like, let's have lunch. What are you having for lunch? I'm having bread. I brought bento, you know. And then the next day you go and you just like, superpowers, Like, we're gonna die. He's like, I don't know, man. And we kind of think this with sort of the shonen thing, right? But the same thing would happen for the shoujo series too, wouldn't it? For like the magical series too. I mean, I'm not even talking about like weird new stuff like Madoka, where like they literally, it's just dark as shit. I'm not even talking about Madoka. I'm talking about like the usual ones, like Sakura, even card captor Sakura. You know, like, she's a student, but like she fights with these things like superpowers everywhere. She has to go out at night and they try to kill her. The card stuff, like, I don't know, man. Let's not think too much about it. If we think too much about it, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be so weird. Suspension of disbelief. Suspension of belief. Which one is it? Suspension of disbelief. There we go. Important. つくよみの2人は漁船に賄賂をつかませ、マリレンド島からイギリスへ密航し、そこから日本へ飛んだ。マテラス組から遅れること2日の帰国だった。Chris and Miyama managed to grease the palms of a fishing vessel that helped smuggle them from Maryland to the UK. After which they got on a plane. They flew back to Japan. Their arrival was 2 days. Landing 2 days after the Amaterasu. Amaterasu 組から遅れること2日の帰国だった。So here in the source text, they split it up in they split the sentences up, but here we just putting it together because the subject is the same. It's just it's talking about the flight. Nice. What did you do yesterday? I fought against one of the guardians of the cards who trashed me at Tokyo Tower. Nothing much. You. I know. It's so weird. 90s Eva. I've never. This might be weird, but I've never actually watched Eva. It's always been like one of those like big things that I never actually got around to. And it sounds like it's like really sad stuff. So I don't want to purposely make myself cry, and that's not my idea of a good time. But I don't know, man. Everyone's so popular and everything. So actually think about it. Why is it suspension of disbelief? Why is it not suspension of belief? Because you're suspending your beliefs, isn't it? You set aside your disbelief. Ah, okay, so you stop thinking that things are weird. Okay. I see. English is weird. Full Metal Panic was one of the most realistic series, an aspect of how it would really go. Lead such a double life, that of each student and whatever else. That just sounds tough. That just sounds tough, man. つくよみは日本政府のミッションであるアーティファクトの回収を失敗したが、代わりに ワールドステア回収に成功した。つくよみ had failed the mission. Issued by the Japanese government, namely to is it seize or steal? To steal. Whatever. The artifacts. Maryland. But managed to bring back World Slayer in exchange. 親分が日本政府にアーティファクトの代わりに魔王殺しを納品し、月森組への戸籍の手配を要求する交渉をしたところ、有識者会議を開き、対応を検討するのではしばし待てとの沙汰が下っている。I would brought that to the Japanese government to negotiate for 戸籍 for nationality to negotiate for citizenship. There we go. Citizenship for the members of Tsukimori Gumi and reply that he got was that they needed some time to have experts examine it, and that he needed to wait a while. いちいち対応が遅いのはもう諦めた方がいいんだろうか。The dude could barely manage to do all assignments, missed various exams, was about to get whole back a year. And his life caught up to him and he had to abandon high school, although there were other circumstances. I don't know, man. That sounds terrible. That sounds actually terrible. Although that reminds me of not, like fighting and killing, but idols. Don't idols do the same thing? Like AKB and stuff? Like, because they're all actual middle school, high school age, and they have to do both at the same time, so I would imagine they probably have to struggle with the same thing, huh? Pretty tough. Everybody has it tough. I 諦めた方がいいんだろうか。いちいち対応が遅いのはもう諦めた方がいいんだろうか。諦めた means to give up. So give up, accept that their tile is going to be late. Slow process is just going to have to accept the slowness process. Here's to hoping that they would get a response within the year. within a year. Alright, that is probably it for today, because as always, I'm going to be live translating a stream after this. Why wouldn't you recommend watching Eva? I think it's probably like child actors in the US where they have to have teachers and stuff on set to continue their learning. Depressing and a fairly convoluted ending. All I know of the ending is I've seen the meme. I've seen the meme where they go like, omedeto, omedeto, omedeto. That's all I know about it. What? Kodomo no omocha. I like the anime. What was that about? I don't remember. Jikan was also a weird thing. Wait, am I gonna get in trouble if I do this? Okay. What? This is not what I'm thinking of. What? Ah, this is what I was thinking of. No, this is not what I was thinking of. Okay, I feel like this is very, very dangerous and I probably should stop. I feel like I should probably stop. I'm sensing the danger here. I'm not gonna look this up. I hear the daily life of idols can be hell. When they finish their career, they have nothing to show for it. Yeah. We're super old. Alright guys, that is it for today. Thanks for tuning in. As I predicted, we didn't actually get to the part of why this is it. But slight spoiler, Toka and Shota and Chris all go to the same school. So take that however you will. Thanks for watching today, and hope you enjoyed. As always, this chapter will be up on the website next Saturday. So look forward to it. Otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye.